What with the Howard Hughes drowning and the bullion robbery, we're overloaded with work.
How's the bullion case going?
You should know better than to ask, but between you and me, the only place it's going is nowhere. Honest Harry Devlin, the one member of the gang we've caught, isn't saying a word. Not only that, Devlin has just murdered the prisoner he shares his jail cell with. Sounds like a really friendly character. Then there's this trouble with a motorcycle sidecar accident in the rich part of town. Some fool crashed a couple of days ago, broke his hand and sped off. Evidently the noise upset some friends of the mayor who were trying to sleep. And when the friends of the mayor are upset, the mayor's upset. And when the mayor's upset, he upsets the police. And we have to do something about it.
I'm about to go to sleep if Eddie doesn't get round to telling me why he called me over here.
Remember that hit and run on a rich lady's pedigree dog we were investigating? Well, I've got a lead on the likely vehicle for you. Seems the car came from Arby's Limos, a 1939 Oldsmobile.
Huh. Well, I know who Arby is, all right. Arby Biggins. Our paths have crossed many times before, but I've already written off that poodle case long ago. And I now have a bigger case to crack, the Bush Street Bullion Robbery. Let's see if we can get a sneaky peek into that file on his desk, shall we? Can I have the bowling ball I lent you a couple of weeks ago back, please?
Sure. That sneaky rotten think, Molloy. If he weren't in so much trouble already, I'd wring his neck. Backwitz was mad at me when he found those B11 cards were missing.
Aha. Suspect file cards. B11s, they call them. Stuck onto both sides. This information could be dynamite.
Here you go, Jack. Thanks for the ball. I nearly won the game.
Well, thanks for the tip-off about Arby's Limos. Come to guess. Call it a hunch based on my years as a private investigator, but after looking at these B11s, I figure I don't need to go over to Bill's Autos to figure out who the receipt was for after all. You might not want to tell me anyway. People can be funny like that. But from all the information supplied in the receipt, the B11s and the newspaper, I have a pretty good idea who sent that threatening note to Pearl.
Okay. So Jack admits it's not definite, but who wrote the note?
On this receipt, it has a line saying complete set of wheels at $6.58 each. The total is $19.74.
Divide this total by the cost of each wheel equals 3. So the vehicle had 3 wheels.
According to this ad in the paper, motorcycles with sidecars have 3 wheels. On the B11s, it says that Babyface Hansen owns such a vehicle, but it's currently on loan to his prize employee.
Babyface Hansen is a casino owner mentioned in the paper. More on him later.
Now there's a picture in the paper of Hansen with a singer named Clive Brown, who is Hansen's prize employee, according to the caption under the picture. This means Clive Brown owns a 3-wheeler vehicle, a motorbike with sidecar. And Eddie told me about a motorcycle crash where the driver hurt his hand, and in this picture, Clyde has his hand in plaster. Of course there are loads of motorbikes in the city, but Clyde is linked to Babyface Hansen, who's on these B11 forms, so he's likely to be up to no good.
Hi, Clyde Brown?
Yeah, that's me. What do you want?
I'm private investigator Jack Molloy. Now, let's get straight to the point. I know that you sent a threatening note to Miss Melissa Malone.
Threatening note? I wouldn't send a threatening note to anyone. I don't even like threats.
Let me say that again. I know you sent a threatening note to Melissa Pearls Malone.
Oh, Melissa Pearls Malone. Well, I may have sent her a friendly little note. There's no crime in that.
How do you know about the Bush Street Bullion Robbery map?
I've got nothing to do with any robbery, Molloy. I've got a great job as head dealer at the Grand Falls Casino. Why would I risk losing that?
You know, I don't even think that Clyde Brown is your real name at all. I don't think the cops would be very impressed to hear that you've been sending threatening notes.
Well then, who does Jack think Clyde really is?
You look exactly the same as the person in this photograph, Inky Stevens. You're a suspect in the bullion robbery.
Okay, you're right. But will you please keep my identity a secret? I don't want everyone to know.
I'll keep it a secret, if you come clean about the map.
All right. I've heard some interesting news whilst working at the Grand Falls Casino. Firstly, Harry Devlin, the only member of the Bush Street Bullion Gang under a lock and key, hid the stolen gold bullion himself before he was arrested. Secondly, the word on the street says that Devlin managed to smuggle 2 important pieces of information out of jail: a map that he'd drawn and a set of instructions on how to use the map to find the bullion. Neither one is any use without the other. So Jack was right all along. The map does have something to do with the bullion robbery. Devlin's cellmate tried to steal the map, so Devlin murdered him.
Charming.
Oh yeah, the map was sent to one member of the gang and the map instructions to another, for safety reasons, and Howard Hughes was a member of the Bush Street Bullion Robbery gang, which was why the map was sent to the Hughes mansion.
So, millionaire Howard Hughes was a villain and one of the gang. That's incredible. But how do you know about the map being sent to Hughes' house?
Hughes was the only name that I heard connected to the robbery. With stories flying around about Devlin's map and those instructions, I thought at least one of them might turn up at Hughes' place, so I decided to put pressure on his girlfriend Pearls. I thought she'd be likely to give up the map for peanuts.
Well, thanks for your help, Clyde. I suggest you lie low for a while, as one prisoner's already been murdered because of the map already. If members of the Bush Street Robbery gang hear that you've been trying to get hold of the map, they may not be too pleased about it. Well, see you around. Well, let's call that a day then, shall we, Socks? I'll phone Pearls and tell her some of what we've already learnt, but don't mention that Clyde wrote the letter, because that'll be the end of my case. The case would be finished and I'd only be paid for one day's work. Now I'm going to turn my attention to finding that Bush Street bullion and collecting the reward money, but just in case, I need a client to be paying for my time.
That's pretty dishonest.
With Devlin in jail, in huge form of his yacht, who does that leave? Looking at these B11s, of course, it's not definite that any of these faces have anything to do with the robbery.